Beds is more popular than ever. Better Homes and Gardens has been inspiring amateur gardeners for nearly 100 years. The magazine has an incredible test garden where they put new varieties of plants and products to the test. It's all to give readers the best advice possible. Our Jillian Lopez has a look.
Nestled in the heart of the bustling downtown of Des Moines, Iowa, is a quiet sanctuary, an urban oasis. And while it may look like some other big city botanical gardens, this garden is unlike anything you've ever seen. Established next door to the Meredith corporate headquarters, the Better Homes and Gardens test garden is the size of a half-city block. And yet, that doesn't seem hardly enough room to contain all the things that are springing to life out of the ground here. The space is alive with a canvas of color, all nestled around the soothing sounds of a lovely fountain. Winding walkways meander from the center courtyard and out through the space that is in bloom all summer long. And while this may seem like a perfect place to relax, there is a lot of important work going on here.
The mission is to take all the plants that a person could grow at home, or many of the plant varieties a person could grow at home, and try to replicate the conditions around the country and for our readers in a normal domestic setting. And so we're trying to kind of cover, it's almost like an encyclopedia, a living encyclopedia for gardening that we're trying to do here.
And that is what makes this garden so unique. Among the lush landscapes, you are sure to see plants that you might recognize. Some you may even have in your garden at home, but others you will not find anywhere but here.
It is a beautiful place that people can visit, but it really is a testing garden, and it's an editorial garden. Sandra, our head gardener, gets all the different plant introductions from the giant plant companies. They send them to her so that she can test them. So whatever the new, shrubs or perennials are, she gets them every season, and she gets to decide what she wants to pick and choose and evaluate.
Well, as you can see, the garden is a huge living outdoor photo studio and will serve as a beautiful background for any future Meredith magazine photo shoots. The garden itself is bursting with 22 distinct planting areas. There is a rose garden and a southwest terrace garden, plants for shady places or ponds or decks, a vegetable and herb garden, a special area set aside for shrubs and bushes. It goes on and on and on. Every square inch of this garden dedicated to about any situation you could possibly imagine, all artistically arranged in this one space. But don't be green with envy. The test garden is designed to inspire, not intimidate.
We try to create the scale not to look like a municipal park or a botanical garden. We want the scale to mimic the domestic setting of someone's home. So we don't want it to be intimidating. And in fact, Better Homes and Gardens, we don't want anything to be intimidating. We're trying to help people do everything a little better in their lives around their home and their domestic life. So for us, gardening should be something that isn't scary.
Even though it is a working garden, during the summer, the gardens are open to the public for a couple of hours on Friday afternoons. It's a popular destination for locals and tourists alike.
People plan a year in advance to visit the garden. So we have different garden groups that will come and they'll book a private tour. And they're just very impressed because we're in downtown Des Moines where we have a beautiful park, as I was saying. But before that was here, this was a very mixed use area of gas stations and vacant lots. So what the test garden has done is really transformed kind of a disused part of Des Moines 20 years ago and turned it into a real jewel in the crown for Meredith and Better Homes and Gardens.
Well, it looks so approachable. I would love to visit there. The current test garden is celebrating its 20th anniversary. The July issue of Better Homes and Gardens is available now, featuring easy ideas to celebrate summer. You can also find more tips and tricks at bhg.com.